These are the thoughts and opinions of DJ Prime. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to Conversations with Prime.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Prime, episode 29, Be Yourself. Once again, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions. Let's have a conversation. Once again, I want to thank you and welcome everybody back to the channel. We're trying to get them 1,000 subscribers. You know, we'll get there. Interesting topic, be yourself. This is a very, very interesting topic that I could resonate with, all because I used to be the person that not necessarily copied off of other people, but I used to look at people do certain routines or just, a certain style, be like, wow, I wonder how would I sound doing that? And I used to find myself in that world a lot, trying to follow someone else's script and trying to make my own out of it. And the reason why I think that's not really a good thing to do, because you could get so lost in it that people will identify you with the person that you're trying to, I don't want to say mimic or copy, but sometimes you may see a person do something and you may like it, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But then you find yourself trying to copy what that person does, copy what this person does. Next thing you know, you have like a whole portfolio of other people's style. And you have to remember to whatever person's inspiring you, that person probably got inspired by someone, but that person was able to create an identity that he or she only has. And that's the great thing about that, because that person will always identify. For example, when you hear like a Premier beat, you already know that that's Premier right there. His signature chop, signature loop, signature samples, signature kicks and snares, the drums that he used, and then the scratches. You know that that's him. To me, there's no other person that even comes close. So that's what I mean about having your own identity. What you want to do is you want to kind of build your own style. You want to build your own trademark sound. Whatever it is, you want to stick to that script and do whatever it is that represents who you are. Because in the long run, that'll follow you, that'll stick with you. Me personally, I think I have my own style. And I feel that's so important, because when you're following in the footsteps of somebody else, like that's always going to be on your back. It's going to be like a dark cloud over your head. It's always going to be over your back. I don't think people will really respect you for trying to be someone else. When you're trying to be yourself, people are always going to love you for what you do. When it comes to being yourself, you have to follow in those steps of creating, this is me, this is what I'm gonna stick to. I'm gonna be known for playing the greatest R&B set. I'm gonna be known for playing the greatest hip hop set. I'm gonna be known for doing my mixes like this. And you get that through time. Once you figure out certain things about yourself, then you will build on that. Let's say if your power is in scratching. So you know what, let me put some scratches together that people can identify with over some music that people really know. And you start building sets like that. You start building certain mixes that people are not doing. You always think outside of the box. Gradually and naturally, you will build your own style. You will build a style that people will be like, yo, you know what? That's such and such, you know what I'm saying? That's the way such and such play is good. And what that does is it helps build character. It helps build confidence. It just builds all of those little things. And that's what I mean about being yourself. You never want to follow in the footsteps of nobody else. Like, it's nothing wrong with being inspired by someone and using that inspiration to fuel you to make something out of yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally think that that's great to do that. If you think it's going to work for you because it worked for that person, it doesn't work like that. That person took their time out to get all of these things together, to put it together and to present it to the world. And gratefully, they're known for that. But it doesn't mean that you take it what somebody else spent a lot of time doing and it's going to work for you. Things just don't work that way. And that's what I mean about being yourself. Just be yourself no matter what. No matter what people say, ignore what they say. Keep playing the way you play. Keep mixing the way you do. Be yourself. And that's all it takes. Trust me, it'll benefit you in the end to be yourself and not try to be like someone else. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is my time. This is Conversations with Prime, episode 29. Be yourself. Once again, these are my thoughts. These are my opinions. We just having a conversation. If you don't mind, please like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And once again, thank you. Peace.